today's episode is not gonna be about a tutorial. What I would like to do is from time to time throw in a gameplay also. This team Sunday drive is not gonna be anything particular, so it's gonna be a replay that I want to share with you guys. Maybe a problem I would like to talk about, or some other things I would like to discuss or talk about. This one is from last year. Yeah, one of the first replays I uploaded, I think, on the replays.com website. Like this. It's a T20 American medium tank. I think it's the first replay where I actually, or the first game when I actually started enjoying medium tanks and start understanding more how to use them, how to play them. The first spot I'm taking is, well, as you can see, the bottom left corner is basically empty. There's just one tank destroyer, T25-2, that's going there. Maybe just one more heavy tank following, but otherwise, well, doesn't look good. The start, a few minutes into the game, you're already losing 0-3. This is gonna be a first kill. Sorry for the spoiler. Oops. Apparently, I lit something, and Jack Panther ended up burning. Well, I don't know whether I should move or not at this point. I still think it seems like the base might need defending. As we see that the 7 line is all the heavy tanks, or most of the enemy heavy tanks are coming in. If you look at how the team is divided, the enemy has 6 heavy tanks. We have 3. They have 2 top tier heavy tanks, tier 7 Tigers. We have none. We have only me as a top tier, 87, a British tank destroyer, and T25-2, another tank destroyer. So I don't know whether to complain or not. I think I did in the beginning of the game. And now I decide to move because this poor VK is soon going to be annihilated by the KV-85 health, so I was thinking maybe I'll help him. Yeah, first shot. Boom. Critical hit. Critical hit, so I guess I hit his gun and damaged it. Now I see a Tiger 2 coming from the side, and I'm thinking, oh crap, this is not gonna end well. Especially that the VK is dead, and the next time they're gonna be coming after is me, I thought. But there is still T25 that's defending the corners, as I thought after a while, oh, Tiger is just pushing, so maybe I'll stay and we can defend this together. Yeah, so the Tiger comes, put one into him. I think he's a bit undecisive, doesn't know what to do, if go after me or him. He gets tracked, and suddenly a wild IS appears. I was aiming at the Tiger, but he decided to take the shot, so okay, damage is damage, I'll take it. Ready to fire. Another one, he misses by a mile, I don't know, I think he just caught the shot, he did not aim too much. We know that the IS on 122 has very long reload, so I can easily shot 2 instead in between his shots. Now this is very bad shot. I don't know what happened here. I could not decide whether I should want to shoot Tiger or the IS. So instead I bounced the Tiger. I bounced the roof of the IS. Now together with T25 we finish the Tiger, and the IS instead of pushing me, he just withdraw. So now we see what's happening. We have 3 tanks left on our team and 8 tanks left on the enemy team. Enemy armor is destroyed. Make that 7 tanks left on the enemy team. That was a clutch shot. Now we're gonna have another one. Permission to engage. Well, I don't think I was actually aiming on anything here, just like auto aim on the Hellcat and pull the trigger. So what we have left now is 3 tanks and 6 enemies. Where we see that we are being capped, someone's under our cap. So, well, at this situation, I think the Hellcat should actually get back and he should try defending the cap. But he decides to push and he's gonna pay for that. Enemy VK finishes our T25 and oh, lucky me, I managed to spot one of the T37 platoons because I believe they were in a platoon. Yes, same clan. Finished one and the Hellcat finishes Panther finishes our Hellcat. And we have a problem. I can't spot anything here. I try to go forward and backward. This hill, by the way, is quite important for defending the cap. Well, the enemy T37, I don't know. I think he had to move because I would not be able to see him from that distance. I wasn't able, so why should it suddenly be possible? Now we have 2 tanks trying to rush my position. We have the Panther T10, American TD. He was going through open field. I don't know exactly why. Maybe decided they have the numbers and try to win it by pushing me. Well, it didn't work out as intended. Last second I noticed the VK. He misses, I don't. His next shot pens and tracks me. That's the first damage I took this game. Now I don't know whether I should go or stay. Should I run or should I stay? I decide to make a turn and use the corner to my advantage. There is still RT on the enemy team, so I have to be careful. Trading continues. I will get a comment soon from a friend player that I should save my HP.
Enemy is hit.
And now, yeah, he's on the 3%.
Target released.
Pulling back, don't want to sit in one spot for too long, because RT is probably reloaded by now and waiting for me to pop up again on his radar. So I pulled a little bit more back. And see what happens. BK was planning, rushing in front of from behind the corner, behind the cover. I could kill him in one shot. He most definitely would need at least 2, if not 3, for him to kill me. Maybe he wanted to spot me from the RT. I don't know. Well, at this point. This game looks more and more interesting. Well, as a matter of fact, it's more or less secure unless we get some really bad, lucky RT shot that will want to kill me. His tier 7 RT is totally capable of doing so. I got information from my friends that the ARL 44 is on very low HP. So yeah, 55 exactly, they say. And yeah, I'm changing to APCR to make sure that I'm loaded. And whoops, where is he? Behind me. And he misses. So what I do? I decide to rush. What else can I do? He will be reloaded by the time I pop up. I get one, and I missed. I have no idea where I went. I think it just was a bump. I wasn't able to aim.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
But at this point it doesn't really matter. I managed to reload before him and it's done. I stay behind the hill because of the RT. But now, yeah, so all that's left is to find the RT. It's just small issue. This is Lorraine, French tier 7 RT, and it's quick. So the only thing I can do is actually go to their base and try finding it. If it's not there, then what? Do I really want to go around and waste time trying to find it? It's like 5 minutes left. If I'm gonna cap by myself, it's gonna take me more or less 2.5 minutes to cap to 100%, and after that it's gonna be a draw, and that's something that we have to consider here. If I'm not gonna be able to find the RT, if he's a smart player, he might actually try to simply pull it up to a draw, so nobody wins. But well, I can speed up a little bit. I check one corner, nothing here. I go into base. The RT seems to be smart enough to move him from here too. So the whole base is clear. So I decided to cap. We don't know where it is. We don't know how long it's gonna take for me to find it. When I enter the cap, I try not to destroy any objects. I try not to sit in any obvious spots. I try to move. Because when these base capture bar pops up, the Lorraine will hear a big noise, and he will know that I'm here. I'm in the base. As you can see, he took one shot. I'm trying to move around, so where can I go in order not to get hit? Still 40-60% to go, and 1 minute 50 on the counter. So it's and there is the RT. Now there is this question: maybe I should go back and defend. We know where it is. The only problem is when I leave the cap, the RT knows that I'm moving towards it. So it can simply leave the cap too, and it's gonna be a draw. Now we see that he took another shot. We have 1 minute 20 on the counter. We know, yeah, he tries to force me or encourage me to come get him, but I'm not gonna do that. We have still. It was 1 minute 20 when he fired, so I know he's gonna have at least 2 more shots on me. But he's sitting, yeah, he was sitting in the base and I was sitting in my base, so at this point it was all over. So this is the battle result screen. Mastery badge for doing over 4,000 damage and 1,600 base experience. That was enough for a master badge. Arsonist for getting that Jack Panther in the very beginning on fire and killing it. Radley Walters for killing at least 8 enemy tanks. In this game I killed 9, so I was one less from the Pools Medal, which requires 10 tanks. I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to throw away the game. It would be very, very unfortunate to get such a loss. I prefer to play safe and win. Although if Artie could get a lucky shot at me when I was camping, it might get very, very hairy in the end, and we might actually lose this. Not only get a draw, but the enemy could have won it. These two are very interesting. In this game, a defender for defending our own base, and invader for invading the enemy base and getting it to 100 and capping to 100%. It's not often I see at least those two in the same replay, and of course high caliber and top gun for killing at least 6 enemy tanks. Yeah, so recapping. It is always important to look at the map to understand the battlefield, what's going on around you. You have to go. You should go and help your friendlies if the help is required. But even more importantly, and this decision is usually very hard to make and to notice. You have to leave them and let them die. In order to survive yourself and continue deal the damage, to continue deal damage to the enemy. This point is very hard to notice, and it requires several things going on in a player's commander's brain at the same time. Because you usually are engaged in a firefight with another enemy. Secondly, you have to look at the minimap and see what's going on. What's your tactical situation, and if you're getting surrounded, are you getting flanked? And third, be aware of what are your own possibilities, where to move, where to make your next stand. Sitting in the same spot the whole time is it's not the best way to go. If you look at how the good players win their games, they are very, very mobile. They move around. If one spot doesn't give them shooting opportunities, they move to another one. If one spot is endangered of being surrounded or overrun, they are able to see that this kind of threat or situation is approaching and react well in advance. So that is very very important thing to learn. It is also important to see when you can play aggressively, when you can attack, and when you have to actually defend and play safe and win the game in a safe way. Uh, if it was another artillery piece, like a slower one, I don't know, a Russian or a German one, I might actually consider going after it and finding it. But because I knew what kind of artillery, what kind of enemy I was facing, that it was quick and mobile, I decided to play it safely. Well, you could argue whether it was really safely, because getting into a cap always indicates your position to the enemy. He doesn't have to think, he doesn't have to wonder and speculate where you are. He knows exactly where you are, and that is that in this kind of end games, it is always a risky thing to do. But it was anyway, it was less risky than trying to find the arty. So I hope you guys like the gameplay, and a few more are coming in soon. See you around.